those pesky dames have been talking about prude shaming, and because this is a topic that's fairly dear to my heart, I figured I'd chuck in my 2 cents. Prude shaming kind of happens on a macro scale as well as what all the ladies have been talking about so far. I have this thing where I really don't like it when strangers touch me. It just feels really unpleasant. I like hugs from my friends. I don't mind my friends touching me generally, although not all the time. But it's just, you know, if I don't know for certain that I want to spend more than an hour in the company of this person, then I don't know for certain that I want them to touch me. It's not even necessarily that I view them as a threat sexually, although that can come into it. It's even when, you know, when little kids start playing hide and seek behind your legs, or like, can I touch your hair? It's so curly. And I'm like, no, no, small child, you may go away now. Just really unpleasant. Really fun on public transport. Really fun. And when I actually say to someone, look, you know, it's not you, it's nothing personal, but I'd really rather you didn't touch me for the moment, then a lot of the time the reaction is, geez, Clouds, why you gotta be so uptight? Or I was only being friendly. And that's not really cricket. I mean, I'm not doing this to be precious or anything, I just find the sensation of being touched by strangers kind of repulsive, and it makes me want to throw up on your shoes. Do you want me to throw up on your shoes? No. No, you do not. And that's kind of a scaled down version of prude shaming. So when someone hits on usually a guy hitting on a girl, sorry, facts of life and all that, but when someone hits on someone else insistently and won't go away, it's kind of like they're using that person as a blank canvas to project onto them the emotion of desire. And when that person doesn't reflect the desire back, then it's like they have a license to call them names and call them a prude and yell really intimidatingly in their face for about 5 minutes and ideally wander off, or something like that. And it's not okay. Can we just sort of get this out there? It's not okay for people to do that. Exercising your right to say no is not a crime. It is not an insult. It is literally just they don't feel like it. So while I'm here, I kind of want to lay down a few ground rules just to simplify things for anyone who might not be sure. Number 1. If you hit on someone and they're not into it, you don't get to then call them names. You don't get to tell them that they're fat and ugly, because if you really thought that, you wouldn't have approached them in the first place. And if you honestly just came up to them because you wanted somewhere to dip your wick at the end of the night, then joke's on you, buddy. Number 2. If you hit on someone and they're not into it, you don't then get to coax and wheedle them in the hope that they eventually say yes. They already said no. Just take the no. I mean, the best case scenario is that they will sleep with you just because they can find no other way to get you to go away. And not only is that rape, it's also not a compliment. Do you really want to be the person who had sex just because the person they're having sex with couldn't think of a better way to get rid of you? Really? Do you want that? Number 3. If you are talking to someone and they say, sorry, but I'm in a monogamous relationship and I'm not interested, then if you try and keep it up, then you are being disrespectful to 2 people instead of just 1. Monogamy isn't a deviation or a crime any more than polyamory is. You don't get to be all high and mighty about how being polyamory is a superior choice and maybe they should try it, because you should know damn well that that's not how polyamory works. And you're just gonna get on their nerves after a while. It's, you know, polyamory isn't for everybody. I'm going to repeat that in case you missed it. Polyamory isn't for everybody. Open relationships are not for everybody. Move on. If you hit on someone and they say, sorry, but I don't swing that way, you can either assume that they don't swing that way, or that they are so disinterested in you that they are prepared to tell you a whopping great lie in the hope of getting rid of you. Either way, it's in your best interest to move on. Likewise, if you hit on someone and they say, sorry, I'm asexual, they're either asexual or seriously not interested in you. I hope that clears a few things up. Basically, to sum up, expressing your interest in someone does not oblige them to do anything. If you're nice about it, then that kind of obliges them to be nice back, but just in general, if you are interested in someone, they are not automatically obliged to sleep with you, or hug you, or touch you, or let you touch them, or spend a second longer in conversation with you than they absolutely want to. It's really not that difficult. If you encounter rejection in that situation, then you really just need to put on your grown-up pants and move along, okay? The magnanimity of your attention is not a one-way key to Pantsville. Okay? I hope we learned something today. Prude-shaming, no good. Don't do it.